Jordan hopes to secure new investments as the Saudi Crown Prince visits the kingdom, and Morgan Stanley raises the odds of recession to 35%. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has met with Jordan's King Abdullah. During his visit, Prince Mohammed said there are large opportunities in Jordan that Saudi is keen to participate in, and such investments will bring benefits to both countries. Business leaders hope Saudi will unblock at least $3 billion of investment projects that it committed to in recent years, but which haven't materialized. Jordanian officials say Saudi's public investment fund may invest billions of dollars in mega infrastructure projects, including a $2.5 billion railway project. Saudi currently has over $12 billion of investments in Jordan. A Qatari consortium is in talks to purchase French hospitality group Accor's 10.8% share in Ennismore for $194 million. The deal would include $21 million in Sharia-compliant financing provided by Qatar First Bank to the consortium's investment vehicle. Accor would have a 62.2% ownership in Ennismore. The deal is expected to be closed later this year. Accor says the deal values Ennismore at more than $2.1 billion. Despite the steep stock market sell-off in recent weeks, more analysts are saying there's plenty of room for U.S. markets to fall more before hitting levels consistent with recession-era lows. Morgan Stanley says markets are still only down by about 60% of the average drawdown compared with previous recessions. It now puts the odds of a recession over the next year at 35%, up from its 20% forecast in March. Recessions require 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. The Federal Reserve will deliver another 75 basis point interest rate hike in July, followed by a half percentage point rise in September. That's according to economists polled by Reuters. They say the Fed won't scale back to quarter percentage point moves until November at the earliest. The latest poll results show momentum is still behind the U.S. central bank doing more, not less, despite rising recession concerns and a steep sell-off in financial markets. Bond yields are up sharply, and major Wall Street equity indices are already trading in a bear market. Let's take a look now at today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking. It tracks the daily ups and downs of the world's richest people. Our biggest winner today is Elon Musk, up $14.5 billion with net wealth of $228.4 billion. Tesla closed up 9.35% during its last trading session. Our second biggest winner today is Alphabet's Larry Page, up $3.3 billion with net wealth of $96.3 billion. And our third place winner is Alphabet's Sergey Brin, up $3.2 billion with net wealth of $92.7 billion. Alphabet ended 3.85% higher at yesterday's close. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest billionaires news. Switzerland imported 3.1 tons of gold from Russia in May for the first time since it invaded Ukraine. It's worth $200 million and represents 2 to 3% of Switzerland's total gold imports. That's according to data by the Swiss Federal Customs Office. But Switzerland's gold refineries reportedly deny receiving the metal from Russia. At least 2 major gold refineries refused to process Russian gold bars in March, even though market rules allowed them to do so. The $2.4 trillion that's set to be invested in energy this year includes record spending on renewables, but falls short of plugging a supply gap and tackling climate change. That's according to the International Energy Agency, who say a massive surge in investment to accelerate clean energy transitions is the only lasting solution. Rising 8% from 2021 when the pandemic was more severe. The investment includes big increases in the power sector and efforts to bolster energy efficiency. Propelled by inflation, the price of air tickets has begun to take off once again after tumbling during the pandemic. IATA says the price rise risks undermining passenger growth targets. IATA is also pleading for government support in reconciling the long-term commitment to net zero carbon emissions with those ambitious targets. The aviation industry has just gone through 2 years where fares were much lower than pre-pandemic, but IATA says the bargains are now very much over. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.